would say this, I was probably worse than any of you when I started. I promise you. I wish I still had the old days because it was terrible. But I had a mission. My mission was, a couple of my missions were: one, how can I be in a state of wonder while I'm looking at paintings and determine what makes a great painting? And then two, how can I relay that and teach that in an easier way based on neuroscience? So those have been my missions throughout. So I always look at this. You must congratulate yourself for your effort, and don't worry about the external awards. I've been there where I thought maybe I should have got one and didn't. It happens all the time, okay? And maybe another judge would have come in here and actually rendered a different award. So it's very interesting to me how we all think, well, what happened here? How do I get an award the next time, or what helped? The most important thing to focus on is really your sense of your wonder about, and focus on the process. In my mind, that's how neuroscience works. They've proven over and over again that if you're focusing on the process, the results will take care of itself. So, if you did get an award, this is the perfect opportunity to grow and learn. If you didn't get an award, a lot of times we get too happy and won't learn anything at these things. So, it's an opportunity to grow and learn. And that's really what you want. I find that the painters, I painted with a lot of great painters all over the country. The painters that are actually continuing to educate themselves and continuing to learn are the ones that get better and better, and they stay interested. So don't ever beat up on yourself. Always treat it as a sense of wonder. Now, I've gone around and done a few critiques. Let me tell you kind of how I look at things. There's nothing better. If you've been on a bunch of panels and been to a bunch of award shows and you've been around a lot of people, you know what everybody talks about. The question is, it doesn't always sink in. So a lot of you will understand what I'm talking about. The point is, sometimes it needs to be talked about more than once, and I need to hear it many times. The greatest thing that you'll find out is design rules. Okay? You'll go and you'll go, wow, it's a great design that everybody looks for first. And that's really related to, do I have values that are great and they're holding patterns? Do I also have a flow into the painting and a journey through the painting? And do I have great shapes that create your best painting you'll ever paint? So, when you start with that, because I heard this is a great artist said this, he goes, yeah, you can create great paintings with values and shapes alone. You can't do it with color. So pay attention to that because it's critical. So one of the things that I like to say is, once you begin to be able to be creative and to take over the scene, I like to go, when I walk up to the scene, I'm in total control of the scene. The scene's not controlling me. You'll get immeasurably better. Now the weird thing is, I probably read 200, 300 art books. I'm a researcher, so I research all the time. I know how many videos, done 30 workshops, all kinds of things. Just great. So you hear it better sometimes than you've heard it before. I will say this, one of the biggest things, it's funny, I didn't really ever hear this till recently in the past few years, over 20 years. You need a dominant value shape, and you need dominant shapes. It's kind of like having a couch in your great room. If you don't have one, then it will never look good. So when you're first starting, most of us would look for color or something that attracted us really cool. All people that get really good focusing or looking for big value shapes that tie together. Don't break your value shapes if you can. There's lots of ways to deal with that. But even when I was judging the paintings, just to make sure my eye was good, I took shots of the ones that I was working my way towards the awards, took the color out and looked at them with a grayscale, just to make sure my eye was dead on that value. Okay? So it's very important that you watch stuff like that. And that's actually how the awards came. And then for other people that don't know, really great artists are always using everything. Shadows, clouds, everything has a purpose. Every directional line has a purpose. So when you're analyzing the show, you're looking at, did that person think this all the way through? Did that angle push me into that? Did that move me there? Did that do that? And I've had a lot of questions on people asking, well, what can I do here? And don't forget, you can get in that big value shape and mix 3 or 4 colors and slightly shift the values. I'll go 3 values in a big shape, okay? As long as I don't break that value shape, and if I do, most of your really good artists will want to go, hey, why did I do it? And it better be serving a purpose. So a lot of times what you'll find is there's no recipe for it. I'll give you one example to drive in the hard part of values. I teach a class at the Booth Western Art Museum. I've been doing it for about 8 years. There's a big museum. I take the class, and every time we're in a room bigger than this, there's 50 Western paintings, and I go, hey, what's your favorite paintings? And they all point to the same ones every time. They're Howard Turpin's. Howard Turpin gets about $1 million for his paintings. All these intricate Indians, but the value patterns are so solid, everybody picks them from across the room. So the paintings that generated awards usually draw me in from across the room, and then I go up and they keep me and hold me in interest. So that's how I get there. So when you're working on, now look, Shakespeare, it's all hard, I know it, okay? And we all go in there, and everybody's still trying to learn all those times. So, but do pay attention to the 70-20-10 guideline in your values and all your shapes, because I didn't hear it until recently, and it's a big deal that can really affect your painting. So, yeah, so when I send out my newsletter, I'm always looking for these type things where I'm talking about how do you learn that faster, how do you see it faster. I'm firmly convinced that the way to get people to paint better is get them to see better first. If you cannot paint it if you can't see what your paint is. Always study good work and you learn from it. Y'all did a great job. Really great. It made my job very difficult. And look, it's a perfect opportunity to learn and do whatever you need to do. Congratulations to all of you for the effort. Thank you very much.